right now.
Yeah.
There is a Cleveland Guardians prospect who is tearing the leather off of baseball like we haven't seen anyone do in a long, long time. Ralphy Velazquez is on fire, guys. Look at his stats for the season on the left-hand side of your screen, and look at his stats in 20 games in the month of August. He has 16 home runs
That is insane.
in the month of August, 26 ribbies. He's hitting .379. He has homered 16 times in his last 20 games in August. This dude could not be more locked in, more in the zone. He's one of the Guardians' top prospects, one of the top prospects in baseball. And I think Mike Lucas thinks, McNuggets, that he can help the Guardians on a playoff push right now. Bull, tell me why, and I hope there's a good reason, why he's not currently with the Guardians' big league team and helping them mash dingers over the fence on a deep playoff run.
There's the reason they would give you maybe is the strikeout rate, although that's
No, I think there's a different reason.
down. That's the reason they would say publicly. The real reason is if they add him to the 40-man roster.
That's it.
And if there is a lockout next year, then he will not be able to play because he'll be in the players' union.
Yes.
And he will not be able to play. Guys that are not on the 40-man roster, as he's not right now, they'll still be minor league baseball next year, whether there's a lockout or not. And since he's their best prospect, they want him to continue to develop. I think this is a huge mistake. Listen, you never know, no matter how good a guy is in the minors, you never know if it's going to translate to the majors. But with the addition of Adele, the addition of Lowe, with Stephen Kwan being back to who he's been, with Jose Ramirez maybe being back to who he was, or at least a better version of what he was this year, if you plugged him into this lineup and he did anywhere close to what he's doing, I mean, I don't know if that's possible. 16 home runs in a month that's not over is just, it's beyond absurd. But that's the real reason that he's not in the majors, is they don't want him to have to sit out next year if they miss the whole season. I understand that in theory, but as I've said all along, Jason, if not now, when? They went in on the deadline for once. The American League's wide open. Even the better teams are not unbeatable, far from it. He could make a huge difference in the lineup.
Well, they've already done it with Hanau.
Yes.
They already brought him up.
Right.
I wonder if on September 1st, when rosters expand, if they make a move and bring him up. It's 5 days.
Yeah. Right.
6 days. A week. Next Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Rosters expand next Tuesday. He may be here next Tuesday.
Right.
When
I hope so.
I don't know who
the rosters go to 28.
I don't know who's at the who else would they bring? I mean, maybe another pitcher they want to bring up, but
yeah, you'll bring up one pitch. It's usually one pitcher, one hitter.
But I don't know who was at the bottom of the 40-man that they would have to DFA.
There's always somebody.
I don't know in their instance.
We could look up. Mike, could you look up their 40-man roster? If you go to MLB.com, they'll have the 26-man roster and the 40-man roster.
I should have looked this morning.
Yeah.
I got the 40-man roster in front of me.
All right. So who are the guys that are not in the majors? We know Manzardo. Guys that are not in the majors that are
These are guys who are on the 40-man roster with the designation of minor league next to their name. Franco Ailman.
No, they're not.
They're not getting rid of him.
Anybody that's in the...
He's been in their bullpen this year.
It would be somebody off the major league roster that they would DFA.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Well, I mean... Okay, just give us the rest.
I mean, Manzardo would be a candidate. Not that they were going to do
They're
that.
not ready to give up on him. Go ahead.
The rest of the guys in the minors?
Yeah, just give them to me just in case.
Daniel Espino?
No.
Yorman Gomez?
No.
Austin Peterson?
I don't know who that is.
I don't know him.
Andrew Walters?
If they're protecting these guys, there's a reason why.
Yeah, right. Yeah, go ahead.
Cooper Engel, Kyle Manzardo, CJ Kafis, Blake Perkins, Schneeman, and Khalil Watson.
Okay, Blake Perkins, they just acquired in that trade. I mean, Schneeman, you could DFA.
Somebody might claim him.
Yeah, but
you're trying to get Kafis is the one.
Well, here's what
because
you can do.
Kafis will clear waivers.
You know what you could do with Kafis? You don't even have to do that.
Move him to the 60, or is he already
on
the 60?
Call him up and put him on the 60-day IL. That opens up a 40-man roster spot. You got to pay him major league contract the rest of the year, but who cares? He's making minimum salary.
Nobody's going to claim CJ Kafis.
Yeah, but why even bother taking that chance?
Because once he clears waivers, you put him back in the minors.
Right. I don't agree that nobody would. Guys get picked up all the time.
When they're hurt?
Yeah, but if you're a bad team with some open 40-man roster spots, some of the bad teams have open 40-man roster spots.
I'm not a big Kafis fan to begin with.
I'm just saying, you could just call him up. You pay a minimum salary. It's nothing, and put him on the 60 because he's done for the year anyway. So they could do that. A 60-day. When a guy gets, for those who don't know, if a guy gets put on the 60-day injured list, his spot is free on the 40. He comes off the 40-man roster until the end of the year. So at least it gets to kick the can down the road.
I'm going to say Ralphie's here in September.
He better be. I mean, he should be here right now. What's the point of waiting another week?
Because then you have to take somebody off your roster.
But so what? What's David Fry doing?
Well,
he stinks.
I mean, David Fry should have been
DFA.
Yeah.
That's who they could DFA.
Yeah, they should have done
In fact,
that.
they might.
They should have done that months ago, years ago. Guy had one good month, and he's still here.
By the way, I feel so bad. Remember I told the story about being in the elevator with Owen Miller?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but Owen Miller, when I told him, he said, he asked about Gabriel Arias, and he goes, yeah, the Mets, the Guardians finally DFA'd him. I said, yeah, the Mets did too. Little did I know, 24 hours later, the Cubs claimed Arias off waivers, and who lost his roster spot?
Owen Miller.
No.
Owen Miller.
Oh, goodness.
He was on the Cubs for like 48 hours. And then he got DFA'd.
Well, if he didn't like Arias before, he really doesn't like him now.
He got DFA'd. Now nobody claimed him this time, Owen Miller. So he's back with the Cubs in Iowa. But Arias is in his, on the majors. He's not playing at all, but he's on the roster.
Back to Velazquez real quick.
Yeah.
I watched some highlights.
It's ridiculous.
They put together a home run montage, Columbus did, of how when you guys both who have kids growing up playing baseball, biosport, and all the stuff that you guys do with your kids hitting wise, what makes his swing and what makes him such an effective offensive hitter? Is it something in his swing mechanically? Is it just a powerful kid? What about Ralphie makes him different than some of the other guys the Guardians have had at that position coming through the minors?
I haven't seen enough of his swing.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it that carefully to know yet.
He has
but he does have immense,
clearly
strength.
just based on the numbers, some guys just have a knack for being able to barrel the ball.
Yeah.
And being able to find the barrel, which it sounds easy, but it's not. It's to be able to barrel pitches at different parts of the zone, to be able to drop the head on certain pitches. I would like to see his swing more. I haven't studied it like that.
Same thing. I haven't seen him play enough that I have a good feel for his swing, so I don't want to be a phony about it.
Right.
What is his strikeout and walk totals this year?
Give me 1 second, I'll pull it up.
Because I think they've been really good of late. I'm curious the whole season. This is a guy who's more than just a power hitter.
Against righties, you can fit them both in the lineup, him and Nate Lowe. Because it felt like the arrival in Nate Lowe kind of signaled the end of a chance of Ralphie coming up.
Right.
But
no, you don't. He could play first. He could play left. He could DH. There's plenty of. If you call him up, he's playing every day.
How much outfield has he played?
He's been playing left field in Columbus.
Yeah, but I didn't know how much they were actually doing that.
I got the numbers. So you want in Columbus or for the season in totality?
Just Columbus.
In Columbus, 70 games, 29 walks, 62 strikeouts.
That's not bad.
Got a 360 on base percentage.
For a slugger to be only 2-1 strikeouts is not bad. That's not terrible strikeout numbers, and those walk numbers are pretty good for a slugger.
Yeah.
Again, I'll say it's amazing, but it's not scary bad.
Right.
It's not. So, how many games has he played in left field in Columbus? Do you have that information?
I could look it up right now.
Because I'm pretty sure he's been playing a lot of left field.
Columbus, he has played 18 games of left field in Columbus, and he played 2 with Akron.
Yeah,
that's a decent amount.
Yeah. Now, to me, he's your long-term answer at first base. So I would just play him at first, and I DH Lowe against righties.
I don't know who's the better defender, Lowe or
if it's
Ralphie.
Close, I'd play Ralphie. I don't think Lowe's a great defender, but I'm not 100% sure. I'd rather play the young guy if it's close. If Lowe is significantly better defensively, then at least for this year, I'd stick with Lowe. But
I think I'd probably stick with Lowe. You're coming into a pennant race in the postseason.
This guy's got something to him.
Yeah,
he's got a little Parker Messick grinder.
I hope
Type of guy.
I hope he's here in 6 days. I think there's a chance. I think we
mean,
can see him in 6 days.
The idea of a lineup with Quan, Bazana, Ralphie, Adele, DeLauder, and Jose.
That's legitimate.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
By the way, you didn't mention Hanau, who's more than
right. I didn't mention Hanau. It's been great.
He's been excellent.
Bad job out of me. He has been sensational.
He's been awesome. There's like some real exciting young talent on the Guardians right now. Some legitimately
overall
exciting young talent.
I know there's been some inconsistency, but overall, I'd say it was a successful first year for DeLauder.
Yeah.
A successful first year for Bazana. Clearly a highly successful first year for Parker Messick. So far, not enough of a sample size, but it's been a good start for Hanau.
Mm-hmm.
You got all these young players. We're used to, especially the hitting young guys, flopping, but these guys haven't.
I don't know where they're going to fit them all long term. Like Rocchio, Bazana, Hanau. Where do they all fit?
Well,
and by the way, Petey Halpin is playing way more than I thought he would.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
He's playing like he's their center fielder of the future. I'm not saying he is.
I don't think he is.
But I don't know, man.
Well,
as much as they value defense at that spot.
Yeah.
Because I thought that's where you'd put Bazana next year. But the way that Halpin defends, I don't know. I'm just saying. He's playing more than I thought he would.
Yeah, I don't they don't have great options, although I would play Angel Martinez, but I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. Obviously, Bazana could go to the outfield. That's potential. I think, is Rocchio definitely a long-term guy? I mean, the offense is cratered again, where he's a below-average offensive player for the season. He's not like he's special defensively.
No. He might be the second baseman next year. And Hanau is short.
I mean, Hanau's going to be an everyday player next year. Eventually, maybe somebody's playing third, and Jose's more of a DH.
Maybe.
Eventually. We're not there yet, but at some point that's going to happen for Jose.
It could.
All right. Good conversation. When we come back, final thoughts, super chats, 60-second trivia, and more to wrap things up on the